What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Person. This is the Third Person Podcast. My name is Chris, and with me, as always, is my buddy Mike.
That's right. That's me.
Guys, what's up? Mikey, what's up, man?
Another great fucking episode. One of my favorites.
That's
Damn
what's
you.
up. That's what's up. Guys, Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4, The Spoils of War. And boyo, was
Chef
this
Boyo.
an episode for the ages. That's what they should have called it. They should have just fucking called it Episode for the Ages.
Right?
We're going to get there, guys. We'll get there. We have a few things we want to talk about before we get to that amazing fucking end scene, which we all know.
It's about 20 minutes of the episode, final episode.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, what was your favorite part?
I would have to say
Dragon Balls.
Yeah, without getting into it too much, obviously the final 20 minutes was epic, but watching this channel, everybody knows it's a broken record. I love my reunions, and I loved when Arya arrived.
That was
and
good.
Arya was kind of playing with the two guards at the gate. But I'd probably have to say it was really cool with the Brienne and Arya.
Yep. I'm gonna stop you right there, and also agree with you right there, and then also tell you to keep going after I stop, because that was that.
Yes.
No, it was good, man. That was also one of my favorite scenes because.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it! It's just so great, and just Sansa's looking at her little sister, going, "Holy shit, she's changed."
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you too. Might as well just ask you now.
Yeah.
Why do you think Sansa looked like she was jealous, upset? She kind of looked a little annoyed. She just walked away when she saw how skillful Arya was. What do you think that was about? Do you think that was a jealousy thing because maybe Arya? Really set out, because we all know from season 1, even with her and her, her talks with her father back in, she was never going to be that lady.
Well, I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
Damn, they just Arya and Sansa. Arya wanted to be a fighter, and Sansa wanted to be a lady.
Yeah.
And it came to fruition.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was just odd that she just kind of, it wasn't anything drastic, but she kind of like turned away and walked away from Littlefinger there. So I just thought maybe that, I wonder what that is. Is that a jealousy thing? Is she just is it just the fact that she hasn't seen, these characters haven't been with each other since season 1. So much has passed. No one knows what each other has been through in these last several years on the show. So maybe it's just how did she become this way?
Yeah, I think she felt a little. I don't think it was jealousy.
Man.
Yeah, I don't think it was jealousy. When she walked away, I took it as like, damn it, I can't believe aside from everything she's been through, she's like, shit, I really didn't want my little sister being that, because she was always like, why do you want to do this? We're ladies, like we're the daughters of kings, essentially. Like, why would you want to do that
properly?
And and it came to be, and she's like, damn, like I think she wanted more for her sister, and I did air quotes, you know what I'm saying? Because but I think overall she's happy. She's happy that they still, don't forget, they still have that little, as evident from their meeting in the crypt, they still have that little tension between them, and I
was glad to see them hug a couple times, though. They actually embraced a couple times.
Yeah, man. I would love to see a scene in which it's at night and they're just sitting in a chamber and they're hanging out and they're talking about their, maybe drinking some fucking, wine or something.
Ale or something, yeah.
And they're hanging out and they're talking and they're I would love to see that. About Bran, so we'll get to the sparring in a second, but when they talk to Bran, well, first, before we go, speaking of Bran, let's talk about the cat's paw, the blade that little
Littlefinger
gives him. Yeah. So obviously, if you guys don't remember, Littlefinger was the guy that actually orchestrated the War of the Five Kings. He's the one that,
essentially hired the person that was going to kill Bran.
He hired the douchebag and said it was Tyrion's, and so he orchestrated the whole damn thing. Bran does as he's talking to him, he's like, he says the chaos is a ladder line to him, meaning that was something that Peter had said to Varys in season 3.
fucking dude, Bran knows all, and that just gave him, without having to say anything more than just those 3 words. I think Littlefinger
Oh, it
really,
scared the shit out of him.
like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because no one knows. That's what's so crazy. No one knows what each of these, especially Littlefinger, but Littlefinger has no idea what Arya really had been through. His spies and all these little things they didn't reach these characters. No one knows what the fuck Bran really went through. Sansa, we obviously know, Littlefinger knows, but it's interesting because these are people that Littlefinger's fucking grimy little hands hasn't really touched. And I think he's fucking with the wrong group of people, and I think he realizes that now after this episode. So I can see Cat's Paw being his death weapon. Arya's gonna kill his ass.
Yeah.
I think that's just how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I agree. That's why Bran gave it to him, because he knows that she's the only one that won't think twice about killing him.
Yeah, she knows he'll do it, and she'll do it, and she's obviously super fucking skilled, and it was great to see her and Brienne spar.
Oh my god, it was so great. I love Brienne.
Yeah,
I love her character. I love her. The way she is with Pod. I love it.
Yeah.
I love how she was like, she's like, I'm not a lit. And she's like, whatever, thanks, Pod. Like she's realizing, like, just be what you are, man. Like, you just did. He says to her, you fulfilled everything you said you were going to Catelyn. You did it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, damn. She's like, damn, I guess I did. So yeah, that sparring session was, dude, the culmination of everything Arya's been through. Just awesome. You know what I mean?
How about the line when after it was all over and Brienne was like, "Where did who'd you learn that from?" And Arya says, "No one." It was even cool that their facial expressions when they both had their final blow. Arya had the cat's paw to Brienne, and Brienne had the her sword. Yeah, so it was just because they both had these smirks, and it's very difficult for people to believe that Arya would stand a chance against Brienne, because obviously just not even just the size, but Brienne's much older and she's been fighting all her life, and Arya has only had this much less amount of time to train. But we just see, because there's a magic about Arya.
Okay, dude. Not only that, she trained to be a fighter, a swordsman, right? But in a very specific, exotic style, which she's practiced and utilized throughout her journey.
Got her fucking ass kicked for a long time too.
Yeah, then she learned magic. Essentially, she's a faceless man. She learned how to be a faceless man. Guess what? That's magic, dude. Yeah. So she definitely.
They're all so special.
You know what's awesome? Isn't that great though? Isn't that awesome how the story, how you have, on one hand you have Daenerys, right? And her whole story, and you could even say that Game of Thrones is about her becoming queen. So it's following her, it's this underdog. But then you have this story about these children, which if you look at it from the onset, from the outside, I mean, it's just so cool. You had some of them die because they just were not there. All the people, all the non-strong ones, weird, but non-strong, they all fell away. Rob was something, but nothing.
He was a good leader and stuff, but he just made stupid mistakes. He thought with his dick and
and then you have Jon, obviously, and then you have if anything, even Sansa, like she's
very smart. She's very smart.
She's learned a lot. Like it's a really fun thing to see that how much she's learned, considering, right? So
she knows how to control, what needs to be controlled. As far as feeding the soldiers and the people at Winterfell, and doing the governmental type of things.
Yeah.
At Winterfell. So Jon left Winterfell in good hands. I mean, it's just and again, it's just great to see. That we got the Starks are just probably the most powerful characters in the whole I just
story. Like that they're individually powerful. Like they all
each have their own set.
They're all wargs. They all have what I mean. Like it's just so cool to me. It's just really fun to me. It really makes the story fun.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Was there anything else? No, I mean I guess that's.
I mean, if we're doing like the Winterfell thing, I mean, there was one little thing. It was a little sad. About Mira leaving.
Oh yeah, Mira left. Yeah.
That was she was like, listen to, that's all you have to say to me is goodbye. And Summer died for you, my brother died for you, I almost died for you, Hodor died for you.
But you know what though, he did make a good explanation to it.
He did. I understand, because remember I complained about that
and it was funny you did that. Yeah. And then she says, I guess Bran died the night in the cave. He did.
He keeps saying to people not to refer him to the Lord of Winterfell, the King of Winterfell, and Brandon Stark.
He's like, he never be Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
He doesn't consider himself Brandon Stark.
Brandon
Stark's
anymore.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is sad. That's but
is.
then again,
it is.
It's his destiny.
Yeah. You want to get into what's going on in Dragonstone?
Yeah, let's pop over to Dragonstone real quick, and we'll talk about Jon and Dany in the caves.
Little touchy-feely, little starey action.
There's a lot. All right, there's a lot going on there because they find the caves. They find the story of the children of the forest and the first men, and how the first men,
came together
to fend them off. And there's that rumor, that internet rumor, that Jon is gonna take place of Azoth Ahai or something like that. His name is Azor Ahai. Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Is that a Chinese guy? Who was that guy?
I don't know. Him and 12, disciples, right? They're the ones that convinced the children of the forest to help them. So that's they're thinking that that's what he could be. Some are saying Brandon is, but then there is that shot from the season 7 teaser trailer of 12 men in a circle with their, with the blades out or whatever. They're saying that could be that they're going to go try and find the children of the forest. However, guess what? Bran knows where the children, because they're not all dead, are they?
We don't necessarily know.
Sure, there's
it
more.
Seemed that way. Yeah, it seemed that way.
But I'm sure there's more.
Listen, if you're a viewer like us, and you really want to know more than what the show has given to us, there's so many leaks and so many theories. You can just spend all night, all day on YouTube, on the internet, and just look at all that stuff. But who knows? I mean, I don't like to look too much into things, because I know that there was some leak stuff going on. And
I didn't look at that shit. I said, like it was like a 55 gigabytes or something of.
Oh my god!
Some shit
if
like
you're
that was stolen
into
from
that
HBO.
stuff, if you don't wanna wait, I mean, look it up.
Yeah, whatever. And look, again, that's your prerogative. Mike and I are just like, we want to just watch this as is. We're gonna go forward without seeing any of that leak stuff. So Jon and Dany, I mean, they're getting a little touchy-feely. But obviously they're related, and it's going to be like,
we know that. So because we spoke about this before. So if in fact they are to get together, is it going to be, it's going to have to be before they have the knowledge of themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they did, I think as a viewer, it would be more acceptable, because they had no clue who they were. They were related before they got together. So who knows? I mean, they definitely threw that out there. Davos said, "Oh, you're staring at her quite a bit," and Jon's like, "Yeah, no, I don't have time for that. I looked in the Night King's eyes. That's all I'm worried about." But the funny thing is, I think Davos has a little thing for Melisandre.
He does.
Did you get that right?
He absolutely does. Yeah.
It was a cool scene. I'm really glad that we've been getting Jon and Dany now together for 2 episodes. I think by the 5th episode, we're going to see Jon head back. I don't know if he's, I don't know if
preview. Did you watch a preview?
I watched it. Yeah, it looks like I wasn't sure if he was at Castle Black.
He says it though. He says that his brother. He says Brandon. So he talks to him.
So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he stops at Winterfell and then heads to Eastwatch in this next episode. But the big point that I got out of Dany and Jon talking in the caves and things like that was that eventually they're gonna, we already see Dany.
She asked him to bend the knee
for Jon's advice. And what do you think I should do, and all these things. So it's going to be relatively quick. They're wrapping this season up. They're moving along everything very, very fast. So obviously they're going to be allies, and I still don't think, though. Let me know what you think. Do you think that John will ever bend the knee?
I mean, she's telling him, look, that guy did, that guy understood, meaning the people in the drawings, like that guy understood what he had to do. He had to swallow who she says to him, you have to swallow your pride. Like, don't let pride get in the way of what you want.
But John made some good points also, though.
I know, but you know what? I'm at this point. I'm like, John, just fucking do it.
I don't think he's gonna.
Who cares?
I don't think he's gonna.
Guess what? Because guess what? When it's all said and done and you win, then abdicate the throne if you don't want to be king. Like, just go. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, why are you gonna hold this off? It's kind of pissing me off. I get it, dude. I get it. I know he's got that in him. But you know what? Even if he doesn't bend the knee,
it's going to be besides the point, because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be one of those scenarios where they need each other. Danny swoops in, or John saves it, and that's going to be pointless. There's going to be no need for bending the knee by the time when all things are said and done with them.
Right. So I mean, talking about moving forward. Let's try and move forward ourselves. Let's go to Theon real quick.
Yes.
Excuse me. Theon shows up, and when he does, I'm like, oh my god, that's totally right. The last thing John remembered is that he took Winterfell, and and he said that he killed his brothers.
Yep.
So he sees them, and that was a cool scene. I was like, he's like, "Oh, John, okay."
And the first thing he does was Sansa,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really, dude, it's just reunion. We see the reunion with them two, with John and Theon. They haven't seen each other. We didn't think
of John and Theon.
No. I mean, obviously, it's not one of the more, ones that we would hope for the most. Yeah, but
we could have figured that out had we thought a little more, though, because obviously he's with Daenerys, and if we didn't, we obviously didn't know that he was going to go and whatever. Anyway,
it was cool.
Cool. It was definitely fun. It was really cool.
The big thing is where what John had said is that Dany had left because she found out she's not going to play any games anymore. She was realizing she's losing the battle, and she fucking flies off with Drogon, which was
right. So backtracking a little bit, going over to Jaime and Bronn when they got out,
they were leaving Highgarden.
So Bronn wanted a castle, right? Didn't he get a castle? He was given one, remember? With that woman too, with that girl. He had his own place. What happened? You remember though, right? He had his own place. He was walking along like the coast, not coast, but like on like a hill with the woman that was supposed to be like he was gonna marry. You don't remember this dude?
I don't remember
what season. Does anyone remember this? This was after.
Write down and
Tyrion,
let us know.
Tyrion had to give it to him.
Tyrion gave him something,
he
right?
He gave him a castle. Yeah, he gave him.
I don't know if it was
not a castle, a land. He gave him a house.
I think he gave him land and maybe
a woman.
A bride to be
he
or
did.
something.
I'm telling you, he did. Absolutely. So
I
don't know.
I think I might remember that.
I didn't do the research on it yet, but whatever. Anyway, you guys can let us know. I'm sure you guys will let us know. Anyway, so the whole point of that was they got the gold. They're gonna send it back to Cersei.
King's Landing,
and Cersei, so she's there and she's talking to the dude, and he's like, I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you're actually gonna. He's like, nobody ever pays their debt off. He's like, people are gonna be pissed that they're not gonna collect the interest on it. But he's like, but it's pretty unprecedented. He's like, you've done what your father couldn't do in the entire time he was ruling. Or Robert, or so. But then what he does, he offers their help. So, he basically offers the Golden Army for a price.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just another asset because, Cersei realizes the war is coming. She doesn't realize that it's the dead that's coming, but she just wants to upgrade her troops. It was
this shit was a blow, man. When we see next episode, we're gonna see this is great, man. It was like she did this move and wiped and took 2 pieces off the board, right?
She did, but they did speak about how many ships, remember in the beginning with Tyrion and stuff, and they still say that they have enough ships to sail. And
he says they have enough ships to bring the Dothraki to King's Landing.
And
the
they still
whole,
have the largest army, even though a lot of the army has been taken out.
the whole thing is, again, what does she want to be? Like John says it to her on the damn beach. He's like, "What do you want to be?" He's like, you can't just go and burn everything."
Because they're not going to like respect you, kind of a thing. They're going to fear you. They're not going to respect you.
Yeah, she's trying to bring balance back to this land, and you're not going to do it and she knows that, but she's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
yeah.
So dude, yeah. So basically,
the finale, the last 20 minutes.
and it's so funny because and my brother calls me right before all this happens. I'm watching it, and he's like, dude. I'm like, I'm not done yet. He's like, dude, just call me back.
That's like you.
And that's when I texted your ass.
Late.
Yeah, you didn't watch it yet, and I was like, dude. But it was so funny because you're sitting here going, oh, this is kind of a slow episode, but it's good. Not that it wasn't good, but you're getting the reunions, you're getting some cool scenes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, holy shit. And they come up over the fucking thing, and then right after that you hear that fucking dragon roar, and
comes out
my wife and I were in bed watching it, and we both got up. We're like, oh no, oh my god, holy fuck.
Right.
Dude,
right? That was fucking
just so fucking amazing, man.
It was awesome.
I don't even know,
awesome,
dude. It's like, I mean, I'm probably just gonna put footage of the entire thing as we're talking over it right now because, dude,
just the flames from Drogon,
so destructive, like
riding.
All right, let's talk about the Dothraki first. Before the dragon even happened, you saw dudes shaking in their fucking boots.
Yeah,
before, you know what I'm saying? Because we mentioned it off camera, but Robert had said to Ned on the way back up to King's Landing, talking about Daenerys and the Dothraki horde, and he's like, you never want to meet the Dothraki in an open field in battle. You never want to do that. And dude, these guys, they're jumping up on the horses with bows and shit.
That was fucking awesome, right?
And those guys are and we really, I mean, we've seen them tear some shit up a little bit, but not like that. That was fucking great.
It was all. I mean, how about Bronn and just saying, he knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
it's he's a great actor. It's cool to see him really.
He's a great character. Like that's one of those characters that just will always survive.
I think they gave him that extra. You know what I mean? Because he had a lot to do in this final 20 minutes of the episode during the battle, and he even said to Jamie, like, Jamie, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're not we're gonna get.
He's like, you're a commander. You're not an infantry. You're not supposed to be. Get out of here.
Killed. So that was definitely cool to see the kind of character that Bronn is, but. Yeah, they were knocking in their boots, man. And,
dude, that dragon came in and fucking decimated them. He broke their line, right? Yep. Dracarys and breaks the fucking line, and then the Dothraki bust through, and it was like it was a nightmare. It was like incinerated on the spot. Yep. Like
that was crazy, right? It was like they were dust.
He was like, I can't even. Because he obviously have seen, if you're in King's Landing, you've seen the dragons, you've seen the bones, but that's still not real. But it's still not real to you. Like it's just like look at their buildings are amazing. Dragonstone itself has huge stone dragons outside the main gate. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's flabbergasting. It takes your breath away. And dude, these scenes, man. So
the CGI and everything, just when Drogon was just burning everything and incinerating everything was fucking insane.
And she looked way better on the back of him this time.
Yeah, you can tell that. You can tell that they.
You can tell where all the money went to 7 episodes. Hey, listen, I'll take 7 episodes if they're gonna look that damn good.
Oh my god!
That's the whole point. If they're gonna look this good, then give me 7. It doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
I don't care how fast the story is going. You know what? We've waited so long for all of this. Do it. Just give it to me. I don't care how fast.
It's a large portion of the Lannister army too. You know what I mean? You've seen these guys on fire. Even when Jaime was sitting back and watching the destruction.
So many guys on fire.
Right? You're seeing these guys, and this one guy. I remember this one guy just on fire, and he's leaning up against like the cart or something. He's just screaming, and
one guy took his helmet off, and his face was
all burned up, and it was a crazy battle. I mean, it may not have been as action packed as like Battle of the Bastards because just the way that it was shot and the camera was following John and all this kind of stuff, but it was still one of the greatest
Oh no,
fucking.
this was up
Even
there,
though
dude.
it was just
this battle
Drogon flying
This
through.
wasn't even,
I mean,
even the Dothraki though. Even those fight scenes, like those shots
no,
of them
it was
slitting
insane.
throats and like taking names, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like those
I was a
dudes.
little upset about Danny's flight patterns with Drogon because after a while, you got a little worried that maybe she would get shot, and in the end, she does.
That right, and that shows you that she's not. She's very inexperienced in battle. She's never been in a battle.
Yeah,
she's flown them before, so I'm sure she's proficient at flying the damn thing. But
I guess she didn't also realize that they had this, 8-foot metal
and so this thing pops open.
That they call. Yeah,
and I thought it was bigger than that, though. He's huge, dude. Drogon is fucking because that spear is large, and that looked like a twig coming out of his shoulder. Anyway, I gotta mention it, man. There's the one shot of his wings are open, and he's on the horizon, and he's coming in, and he's kind of a little blurry. He's a little off in the distance, as I don't remember if he was targeting him or not, but the shot of him coming in low. It was a fucking
when he's just cruising,
dude. A fucking B-52 bomber, like 100 feet above your head.
How about when he first came in and he was over the water, and because of the speed that he was traveling, the water was rippling below him, and
dude, he's a fucking bomber.
Yeah,
so the two producers at the end, if you watch the stuff afterwards, they said like it's like bringing a fucking F-16 to a medieval battle. And then my brother and I were talking. We're like, no, it's actually more like a B-52 bomber, dude. It's like
fucking napalm. It's just napalm dropping.
It's decimation, man. And just seeing that, and then how he just hovers in front there, like that was dumb. Like I wish you wouldn't have done that. And that's how we. There were a couple.
There were a couple.
But it shows how inexperienced not only Drogon is, but she is too. And that's cool because I hope now we're going to see Sloane. And she didn't bring the other two dragons. She didn't bring.
No, she's never flown. She's never flown Rhaegal and Viserion. She's never flown them.
But they could have followed. Like they would have followed and taken.
They could have. We've seen them.
She would have yelled Dracarys, and they would have done the same.
We've seen them all attack the ships.
Yeah.
And Marine, but no, I don't think she felt maybe she felt she didn't need them at that point. I don't know. Maybe
I think this wasn't a full. This was just a show of power, and at first I was like,
it's almost like look at what she did with one.
Right.
Imagine what she's gonna do if there's two more dragons along with her.
That's why they know. Everybody knows if she hits King's Landing with 3 dragons, it's over. But again, what do you want to rule? People or ashes?
I don't think she's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be that way.
I don't either. I mean, I don't think. I think she's smarter than that. And with John by her or in her ear, and how about this? What do you think? Who saved? Was it Bronn?
I think Bronn saved Jamie. That's what you're talking about, right? Yeah. No, I definitely think. I mean, look, and how about this too? How about when Jamie and Bronn were next to each other, and Dickon rode up, and he's like Rickon, and he's like, no, it's Dickon, and Bronn just started laughing. I just thought that was funny. But in the end, he saved Jamie's ass, and Bronn saved Jamie's ass. So it was almost like it was pretty interesting when we saw Tyrion watching above.
And he's like,
and saw his brother. Idiot. He's like, you idiot. And how about what that one Dothraki said? Like, your people can't fight.
Yeah.
And he's looking over and he's seeing the carriage that was on fire with those 2 horses riding off. And a part of me was like, whoa, like Tyrion is still feeling it. I think he still feels like he's maybe second guessing himself a little bit because
the fact that he doesn't.
It was family. It was his family name. They were his soldiers to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man.
So I remember not trying to, get back into the whole Dany thing again, but look at what happened. Remember I said last week after the episode, I had said to you, do you think that Dany will maybe second guess Tyrion again?
You're right, and she did. She did. You're right. Let's see. It's a good thing
she
bringing
said,
it back up. Yeah.
She had said, maybe it's because you don't want to kill your people. or your family. I don't remember exactly the word that she exactly used, but I don't think it was because of that. I don't think that I think Tyrion 100% felt like he was doing the right thing. So I don't think it was like a setup thing. Like, I think Tyrion.
He said he made a mistake.
Yeah, I think he just made a mistake.
He's like,
now,
we miscalculated. He goes, and that's why she's like, well, I'm gonna do this because I need to show a force.
I need to do. And look, dude, she didn't ask Tyrion again what he thought. She asked Jon. So yeah, without getting into all that again, I just thought it was interesting to see Tyrion see his brother, and like you said, he told him, run away, you idiot, run away, you idiot. So right there, Jaime's going after Dany.
He sees an opportunity to end the entire thing, and he's just like, I'm gonna take this fucking thing. And then, dude, fucking that Drogon's face in the fucking frame was like, oh, the whole time.
You saw the heat.
The whole
time
I'm like, he's dead. Jaime's gonna die. I'm like, Jaime's gonna die this episode. I'm like, they're gonna.
We still don't know. We still don't know what. I mean, obviously.
But okay, just to wrap this up, he's in the lake with his full armor on, dude.
Yeah, and he's sinking. It was a little odd because it was almost like giving up. Like he wasn't even moving. He wasn't even struggling.
He was probably so in shock. He probably saw that shit and was like,
I think he was giving himself up.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
I think he was.
Maybe he's gonna get captured.
Let me go out as that's the two options. It's either Dany won't see them and Bronn kind of rescues Jaime and they go off, or Dany uses Jaime as a bargaining chip.
Yeah, maybe. I think she might take him.
That would be interesting to see, because now if that is the case, we will see a Jaime Tyrion reunion.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to see that.
Me too.
Man, all right, dude. I mean, yeah. So I think we've exhausted this. It was by far one of the best episodes.
It was awesome, dude. It was awesome.
If this is what
it was the shortest. It was the shortest. Remember, too, this is the shortest episode of the season. Yeah. So even though it was like a regular old, Game of Thrones episode, those 43, 45-minute episodes, there was still so much, dude. We're not seeing the one season for one character to get from here to there, or how long it took Dany to get from, Essos to Westeros.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just it's moving. It's not rushing to me at all. I don't get a rushing feeling. I'm loving that it's just action packed. We're seeing Bran get to the wall, get into Winterfell. We're seeing Arya, boom, all of a sudden, and we see the horizon and we see Winterfell, and it's just, to me, that's just awesome.
Get it done. Get it done. That leaves more room. It leaves more room for the rest of the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did just look inside myself a little and realize I'm a little bit sad, because even though I love the pacing and I love getting all of this, give it to us. Give it to us. Give it to us. We just want it now. You've held it back. Give it to us. I'm also getting a little sad.
Yes, because we have 3 episodes left, and then they're contemplating.
And then who knows when it's gonna fucking finish? Like, damn it!
I don't think that they'll. I don't.
Why wait more? Like,
think about it, because they're not doing a time jump. Arya, they're pretty young, so they mature much faster in a year or 2 years.
Yeah, but
someone that's 30 years old. So
the actors are. I think they're going to be. I think they're going to stay. They're all pretty much. They're past that growth.
But
now.
I'm just saying. Look, yeah, you think?
Yeah, I think Bran's staying the same. They're not going to change now. Arya, they're gonna they'll be fine.
We'll see. I really would hate having to wait. This year and a few months or whatever it was that we waited for this season was difficult enough. I mean, I remember watching that last episode of season 6, and you're seeing Dany and the fleet sailing and the dragons flying, and just being like, oh my god, now we have to wait a fucking year and change, and now having to wait possibly 2 years, for the show to come back on. It would be.
Wait, they're saying 2 years from now?
Well, it would be 19 that it would come back.
Oh my god!
So
that would suck.
That we're not going to get it. It's kind of like a Westworld thing. I don't know. HBO tends to do that. We're not going to get Westworld. Next year.
We're getting it in 19, yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I hope so. Anyway, all that aside, great.
Yeah.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. As always,
was.
guys, let us know what you think.
Exactly. Let us know in those comments. Reach us on Facebook at Third Person Pod, on Instagram at Third Person Pod. Of course, leave your comments below in the YouTube link in the YouTube channel that you're watching now. And don't forget to reach us and listen to us on iTunes.
Damn straight. And also, don't forget, we also have comicblitz.com. You can get some free comics using a promo code Third Person Pod. That helps out this I was gonna say the stream. That helps out our show and our channel a little bit. If you guys do sign up for a subscription, use our promo code. It's really awesome. Don't forget, check out retrosquat.com for that geek inside of you. I just quoted something from a little bit from Loot Crate, but that's fine. Go check it out, retrosquat.com. It's a really cool retro podcast that I do. It's pretty funny. You can go check it out over there. And I think that's going to do it for us here. Once again, thank you very much, guys. And just let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the next Game of Thrones episode.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
Peace out.